Alright, in this video I'm going to talk about bad advisement. And this is really important because it happens a lot more than it should. And I'll talk in the next few videos about bad advisement, why I think it happens, and what to do. But bad advisement is pretty much the opposite of good advisement. Your advisor is not accessible. They're not a person you can get a hold of. They're not knowledgeable, or at least not to you, in what they know how to do. They're not invested in getting you to go forward and helping you with everything you need to do. They're not flexible. They're very rigid, and they may just give you the very bare minimum or less, and that's it. They don't look like or seem to care, and you can tell in the results they produce. They're not connected, or at least they don't help you to connect to the resources and to getting questions answered and to the people on the campus that can help you. They basically don't lead you, and they don't help you find solutions. This is bad advisement. And in the three-part rating system, thumbs up, thumbs in the middle, thumbs down, they're almost always a thumbs down in all of these categories. There's one thing that I neglected to say on amazing advisement, the video before this, and especially about my advisor and what was amazing. And that's the fact that overall, good advisors teach you something. You walk in the door and they, through all of these things, they teach you how to find solutions or answers, or how to get through whatever you're facing. Bad advisors don't teach you anything. You walk in the door and you don't get what you need, and when you leave, you're either just as confused as you were when you walked in, or more confused than you were when you walked in. And this happens quite often in college. So in the next video, I'm going to tell you, actually no, I have time. Let's do it right now. The answer to bad advisement. Most colleges, if you want to change your advisor, a lot of them, you just talk to the department secretary. I can never spell secretary when I'm trying to talk to. Go talk to the department secretary. Where I went to school, all you had to do was talk to her and say, I'd like to switch my advisor, how can I do that? And she would help you in going forward and saying, okay, these are the advisors that are available. There were even times that if you said, you know, there's this professor I want, can I switch to them? The department secretary might help you. So, very important person in getting things changed and resolved. If you can't work out issues with your advisor, if you know that it's hopeless and you just need a new advisor, that's one way to do it. If you have, but that was at a college where faculty did the advising. If you have an advisor who is in the professional class of advisors and it's not working out for whatever reason, I would go to a professor you trust, or maybe even the department secretary at your college, and say, how do I change advisors? And explain the situation and ask them what to do. You can always get a different advisor for just about anything. You're paying a lot of money for your education, so find a way to get around that problem. It may take a little bit, but it's definitely worth it if it's not working out for you. Another thing you can do is don't exactly change advisors. Talk to a professor that cares. Because you don't have to have just one set advisor. You can be talking to a professor in the hall, or stop them and say, hello, Professor whomever, can you help me? I have a question on this. I'm trying to study abroad and I want to do this, 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 and this, and I'm hitting around a lot of roadblocks and a lot of walls. Do you know of anybody I could talk to that could help me? You would be amazed at how many doors that alone will open. So there's other resources available to you if you have bad advisement. And you can go to places like that, but you just have to go seek it out. Most people just sit there and say, well, this was what I was given, so they're fine with it. So there's resources within your campus to answer that question of what to do when you've got bad advisement here. So that's pretty much how to deal with a bad advisor. And seriously, if you have one, find somebody else to work with.